This rice dish is like a spaceship that will take you wherever you want with anything you want, whenever you want. Okay, so today we're making paella. Now, this is like a recipe that's a vehicle to any land, any destination you could possibly want, obviously within the vicinity of Spanish cuisine, but you can put protein, you can put seafood, you can do a mix. It's all solidified in one pan. This is like the one pot meal that started the one pot meal trend. Not literally, but you see where I'm going. It's variety and flavor. What more do you want? But you know what else fills your life with variety and flavor? Coffee. And that's where today's sponsor, Trade Coffee, comes in. Trade matches you with the perfect selection and combination of coffee beans for you. All you have to do is take a simple quiz, choose your delivery destination, rate each of the matches as they develop for you, and they'll deliver the perfect personalized coffee right to your door. So the coffee you see me drinking there has flavor notes of dried fruit, rich cocoa. It's sort of everything that you want in a coffee bean, but it's not too overbearing because it's a medium roast. For anyone who signs up using the link below, you'll receive $20 off your first 3 bags through that link only. Your coffee will be roasted within 24 hours of your order, and if you don't like it, they'll send you a new bag for free. So visit drinktrade.com/Joshua Weissman, get your goddamn coffee on, and let's talk about this recipe. Paella, like I said, it's a beautiful vehicle that can go any direction you want. What I would recommend is that you first start with this recipe, play around with it, and realize how many different directions you can take it. It's unlimited. So with all that being said, let's make this, shall we? Paella can be very versatile, so consider this your gateway into the world of big round rice plates that can feed a whole goddamn village. Plus, it's basically a one-pot meal. Before we start, we need a shrimp stock. Thankfully, this recipe uses 1 pound or 450 grams of shrimp that's been peeled and deveined, but please get shrimp with the peels on so that you can peel them yourself and then reserve all of those shells. Place them in a medium-sized sauce pot along with 1 rough chopped onion and 4 to 5 bay leaves. Cover that with 4.5 cups or 1 liter of water, place on the stove and bring to a boil over medium-high heat, and then immediately reduce the temperature to medium-low and simmer that for 15 to 20 minutes or until flavored to your liking. Strain that through a fine mesh sieve and you have a beautiful shrimp stock. Now the rest of this is actually fairly quick and easy and done in a single pan. Did somebody say one pot meal? Oh my god. Somebody call the moms. You're gonna need a 15-inch paella pan or saute pan. I'm a big fan of this one, so the link for that will be in the description. Before you start, prepare your lobbies by taking 2 lobster tails, cutting along the center top of the lobster, then cutting each of the ribbings on the underside in the same path as the top. Gently split the top open so it exposes the meat. Remove the vein that runs along the center if it's still there. Then take your knife, slice straight down the middle, and press aggressively on the back of your knife to split the lobster cleanly in half. Now please, when you're doing this, keep your fingers free from the blade. All right, that seems basic, but it's just a reminder. Safety first for the love of your fingies. Let us repeat with the other tail. Now, in a separate pot, grease with spray oil and add 1/2 pound or 227 grams of boneless, skinless chicken thighs cut into 1/2-inch cubes. Sear those for about 3 minutes, tossing occasionally until you get some nice color. No need to cook it all the way through at this stage. Remove all of your chicken and add a mixture of 2.5 cups or 600 milliliters of chicken stock and 3 cups or 700 milliliters of shrimp stock. Heat to medium-high till it comes to a boil and turn it to low, and then just add about 1 teaspoon or just under a gram of saffron threads lightly crushed. Keep it on low heat so it's hot. I guess it's sort of a 2-pot meal at this point. Now it is time. Paella has some rules, so listen carefully. 1. You must use bamba or some other Spanish short grain rice, but I'm using bamba here. 2. This is the polar opposite of most ways we cook rice and is done with no lid or washing and in an open pan. I know, seems wrong. This is how it's done. And 3. Do not stir. What are you making, risotto? Relax. Now, in a 15-inch paella pan or saute pan, heat 2 tablespoons or 23 grams of extra virgin olive oil over medium heat. Once it begins to shimmer, add 5 ounces or 140 grams of finely cubed Spanish chorizo. That's Spanish chorizo. Spanish chorizo is not the same as Mexican chorizo. Now, cook that stirring occasionally for 1 to 2 minutes or until the chorizo begins to get a little crispy and has rendered most of its fat. And next you'll add your sofrito, consisting of a mixture of 1 yellow onion, very finely chopped, 1 red bell pepper, also finely chopped, and 5 cloves of garlic, finely chopped, all tossed together and then placed into your pan. Season that generously with salt and pepper and saute for 3 to 4 minutes or until softened. Then add 1 cup or 245 grams of canned diced tomatoes and 1 bay leaf and 2.5 teaspoons or 7 grams of smoked paprika. Season to taste with salt and cook that down, stirring often until most of the liquid is gone, about 3 minutes. Then add 1 cup or 240 milliliters of dry white wine. Again, let that simmer down until the majority of your wine has been reduced out, about 5 to 8 minutes. Now finally, add your chicken back, stir together till the chicken is hot, then add 3 cups or 570 grams of bamba rice. Stir together, allowing the rice to toast for about 1 minute, then slowly pour in your hot saffron broth all evenly around your paella pan. Gently shake the pan to even out the rice, let that come to a simmer over medium-low, and cook uncovered for 15 minutes. Now, if allowed lot of the liquid is evaporated and it's not really starting to soften yet, then you can add another cup or so of water around the pan and simmer for a grand total of 15 to 18 minutes. Another thing that makes paella special is this moment. Add in your seafood. First, this begins with your split lobster tail, arranging them in a pattern like this and nestling them into your rice, flesh side down. Then nestle your shrimps nicely all around the rice, and finally nestle in 1 pound of cleaned little neck clams. I do actually like to stand my shrimp up like this. Yes, they look like they're dancing, oh ha ha ha, but also makes them cook more evenly. Simmer that for another 5 to 8 more minutes, and once it looks like there isn't any more liquid bubbling and it starts to smell a little toasted on the bottom of the pan, that's great. To finish this, you'll cut the heat and immediately cover it tightly with foil to steam cook this for another 10 to 12 more minutes. Now, if for some reason the lobster still hasn't finished cooking, you can always keep the foil on and pop it in a 350 oven for about 5 to 8 more minutes, and that should do it. Then just pull out your beautiful shimmering pan, looking like a swirling vortex into an oceanic world. Immediately hit that with some high quality extra virgin olive oil, ideally Spanish, which would make sense here. Scatter around some lemon cheeks, just barely cut on the outside of the core of a lemon to avoid the seeds to get a pure juicy flesh. Finish that with some fresh flat leaf parsley, you know, making a little garden with happy thoughts. And right there is a stunning centerpiece to your table. Kiss 2 horses on their ears and call back home. But wait, before we get too happy about this, the bottom of the paella is just as important as the top. If you did this correctly, then the underside of the paella will be heavily caramelized and chock full of crispy rice. This is called socarat, and hopefully the Spanish homies will give Papa a little kiss for this one. Now let's see if this party of a rice dish reigns supreme over the world of rice recipes. Good Lord. Traditionally would be served right in front of you. You got your little bowl or plate, get yourself some stuff, and you just keep going. But let me just point something out. We secured the socarat. Socarat? Socarat? Socarat. I'm not the greatest with the pronunciation thing, but I got the crisp. That's all I gotta say. So you can't say that this isn't paella. Good God. So first, it's almost like a sandwich. You have 2 layers, caramelized rice at the top, soft pillowilly rice in the middle, and crisp rice at the bottom. You can taste the fragrance of the saffron. And then of course, perfectly cooked seafood. And if that is not enough for you, hit it with a little bit of lemon to freshen it. Yeah, there's a lot of ingredients. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but everything's done in 1 pan. This was unintentionally a 1-pot meal, but what more could you possibly want? That's what it is. You want to know what else has a big, shining, bountiful platter full of everything that the ocean has to offer? B-roll. Alright guys, and that is it. Just a quick, massive thank you to our sponsor for the day, Trade Coffee. We appreciate you, we love you. Don't forget to click that link in the description to get your first 3 bags $20 off and enjoy your perfectly matched cup of coffee. It's a great time to be drinking coffee. So paella, good lord! That is one hell of a plate of food. The beauty of this dish isn't just the variety. I know that was my whole selling point before, but what I personally like about it is it looks so beautiful when presented on the table in front of your guests, or you got friends and family, or maybe it's just you and a loved one, or maybe you're by yourself, which is even better because then you can just eat straight out of the plate. It's actually quite simple to prepare, but it looks so stunning once it's done. You don't care about that? Well then, I can't help you. I don't know what to say. That's the whole purpose of the dish. You don't want to make it. I'm not gonna try and force you to make it. I've never cared about that in the first place. So with all that being said, if you enjoyed this video or learned something, leave a like, subscribe, get your coffee, get your paella on, and I will see you next time.